Hello everyone and welcome to the Weekly Report. For Randall Riley, I'm Joshua Miller. If you like our report, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, let's jump right in to this week's report. This week in job board searches and clicks. Truck driver searches were up 5% week over week, but down 5% month over month and 10% year over year. Clicks were up across the board with increases of 11% week over week, 5% month over month, and 52% year over year. This week in freight. Total load postings were up 8% week over week with a 7% rise for dry van, a 7% drop for refrigerated, and an increase of 12% week over week for flatbed. Truck availability decreased slightly by 1% week over week as the overall load to truck ratio rose. Spot rates dipped by 2 cents per mile week over week. Dry van fell by 7 cents per mile as refrigerated dropped by 13 cents per mile and flatbed edged up by 1/2 cent per mile week over week. That slight increase for flatbed also sets another record rate, which exceeds the prior record that was posted just 2 weeks ago. Now, before we move on to the story of the week, one thing to keep an eye on is truck availability in the coming weeks. This year's FMCSA Road Check event will take place May 17th through 19th, with this year emphasizing wheel-ins. We can expect the spot market to be a little turbulent and majorly affected, as the truck availability typically sees a noticeable drop as many drivers take time off to avoid added hassle and the inefficiency of inspection process. Now, on to the story of the week. The FMCSA is moving forward with the Under 21 pilot program, which we have talked about here on the report previously. The program will allow 18 to 20-year-olds to operate interstate as apprentices with motor carriers that sign up to participate in the program. The FMCSA says that renewal is necessary to determine the safety impacts of allowing younger drivers to drive across state lines. The FMCSA also responded to multiple concerns that have been raised about the pilot program. Among those concerns and suggestions they addressed were requiring additional performance benchmarks, such as mountainous driving. In response, they pushed back, saying that many apprentices may never even drive across mountainous terrain. On the topic of increasing requirements for the experienced drivers to mentor the younger apprentices, the FMCSA says it doesn't see any reason to increase the current requirements. As it stands right now, the experienced drivers must be at least 26 years old with at least 5 years of commercial experience and having held a CDL and employed for at least the last 2 years. Regarding the suggestion that trucks with apprentice drivers feature high visibility markings such as stickers, the FMCSA says any such markings could bias the data collection by potentially changing the driving behaviors of those around the marked trucks. And finally, the FMCSA pushed back on the notion to increase the minimum rate of liability insurance to $10 million for any participating carriers by noting that they don't have any direct authority to change liability requirements. And that does it for this week's report. We hope the information has been useful to you. You can download your own PDF copy of all the data we covered in today's show in the description down on YouTube or in the body of the page on our Randall Riley site. A little bit of marble mouth today. We look forward to you joining us next week as we take another look back to help you move forward. Until then, have a great week, everybody.